do apologize to the YouTube community that there was a mess up on the computer. If anyone's still here, my sincere apologies. In the meantime, I have Jeff on this call and Miss Tom from North Carolina. Tom, can you hear me? Tells me on YouTube how many people are here. There's one person here. Jeff, would that happen to be you, who's now on YouTube?
It was. I don't know if I'm. Yeah, I was on there earlier, but I switched off of it. I'm not on YouTube right now.
Okay, so that was really the first time in a long time. My trusty computer. This is the trusty computer. You got these little dashes. If you can see the little dots or whatever it's called, the green and red. It went red. But hey, Jeff, so whatever you could do to make this happen, I surely appreciate it. If you could, learn these product lines, make sales on a regular basis, because it's, I have to mention to you. In fact, I'm going to take you to my password protected back office. Actually, I that's on Uber Conference, so that's a different system. But I could do it, because I'm just going to delete this video anyways. No, actually, YouTube does not allow screen sharing. I used a different service called Restream, which I'm not on, so that's besides the point. But what I was doing beforehand is I show people my password protected back office. You can see 13,000 people have signed up over the past couple of years. I probably can show it to you on my cell phone, and this system just gets a lot of people in. The New York Life system gets people in, but those people sell. Big difference.
Okay, I'll pop it over on the YouTube now.
Okay, so if you go to YouTube, even with me, working, I hate to say working in my underwear. I can say anything I want now because I'm going to be deleting this video. But you can see, if you look at my cell phone right here, these are the people that have signed up over the last couple of hour. The top gentleman, his name is Steve. Oh, it's a cell phone. It dies out after 10 seconds. Top guy is Steve. He signed up during this call. Shirley, the second person, she signed up an hour or two ago. She's actually from Phoenix, Arizona. Steve is from South Carolina. Mr. Sabat from Florida. Brill, Utah. They're from all over the place. And I would love to have a system where someone could provide that training, which I'm not providing and I cannot provide. Do they go out the first couple of sales, but they're hiring intelligent people, right? They're not hiring difficult cases.
Right, and it might have been different pre-COVID. During the COVID, they did not. Now, they were always literally a call away. I mean, if you needed something, your managing partner was there for you. So if you needed something or had a question there, you could just let them know, hey, I'm going on this appointment, or I'm going to do a Zoom on the appointment. Because literally during this whole process, 90% of my sales went to pretty much Zoom. We could send them either the document or via email for the DocuSign, but it was I rarely, unless it was someone I knew, and even then it was all automated as far as the application process. But to go on if you needed someone to go with you, now they would actually go with you, but they were fairly confident most of the folks that were doing it, because most of us had done it a little bit before.
How were you getting leads during this COVID situation?
That's your warm market.
So you're still working your warm market. So these 200 people that you're calling, that's a long list. 200 people. That's a big list.
Right.
So
and I did some business sales off of that too, because I've known a lot of those people for a long time. They own businesses. I actually put in place a few business policies for them and their employees. And then that's into, because we did short-term, long-term, and term life for those business policies. But then the hook is you're in there, so you talk to them about the employee whole life. And that employee whole life is different than the standard whole life, because if you can do a guarantee, depending on the amount of people in the company, if it's over 10, it's a guaranteed issue product. Other than that, it's a very limited questionnaire to get them in on the employee whole life.
So they're doing. I'm not sure of the company that we're pushing what they have on guaranteed issue or employee life insurance. I'm sure once you go, that's probably one of the questions you'll have when you get contracted and you get into their system. But I do know that they're top notch on indexed annuity for business owners, which I guess is that where you put a couple $100 per month per employee for their pension plan.
Right. Yeah, those are great.
Right. So that's a big part of the business. So they're I don't want to go into I could say they're in the top couple, top leaders of that business. They are in the leadership of that worldwide, nationwide. So they've got.
I'm familiar with some of their products. They're great. I'm excited because if I had to go to another company aside from New York Life, that would have been my number one choice, and I'm glad to see that that's what you guys are focused on.
Right. What they're doing, they're a little bit aggressive of hiring independent, marketing companies, as opposed to these other companies are a little bit more, staid in that regard.
Right.
It could be that even though I say top 5 company, they're not. I've looked at the numbers. They're not a top 5 company, but they've got the product line of a top 5 company.
Yeah, they do, and it's an excellent product. It's very competitive. I mean, I have some intimate knowledge with them in the past, and it's a great product, great customer service, all the things you're looking for.
Right, but but the companies like Mass Mutual, Northwest Mutual, they're just not looking for independent at all insurance agents. They're just not looking for those people.
Nope, they all want it's exclusive, and if you step outside of that, then you're no longer working for them. I mean, unless you have the financial managers at the top who are actually they have that cross sale capability, but they're just not looking for.
Well, but I look at the list of the top life insurance companies in America. Even Mutual of Omaha, which you would think is a top life insurance, it's not. They're way down on the list. Why is Mutual of Omaha, which is a top, which is a mutual company at least, they're not really in this market of retirement planning?
I think it's kind of where they gear theirs more towards the term life and some of those things, and they're way into marketing. I mean, you see commercials for Mass Mutual a little bit, for New York Life a little bit, but not as much as you do for Mutual Omaha with even sporting events and golf and things like that. Mutual Omaha everywhere, but they're kind of more towards. I think they focus more on that term life.
Yeah, no, they got the Medicare supplement, and they've got the final expense.
Right.
But if you look at the list of the top 100 companies, I guess they're doing money management. I guess that was the list I was looking for, money management. So the money management is when you have these big whole life policies that are pouring in, which Mutual of Omaha does not have.
Well, here's a shocker for you too, when you're looking at the annuities that they pay out when they don't guarantee them, but if they're paying out on the dividends rather, New York Life just approved like $3.9 billion for dividend payout. So when you're dealing with that kind of capital to pay out, and now the dividends don't go to the term life holders, right? That's primarily.
Okay, let me ask you a question. So that my understanding is the dividends only go to the whole. Is it they only go to the whole life policy holders, or they go to more than that?
Yep, they go to the whole life, and then if there is a pool left over, a small pool, then they may pay some towards the higher end of the term life. But that I don't think that.
Well, term life will never be paid because it's term life. It's a set amount.
Right.
Would they be paying UL policies or IUL policies?
They don't do the index universal life.
Okay, New York Life, were they paying but they have UL, universal life.
Right. No, there's no dividends on that at all. So it's only the whole life policy.
So that's where all the profits are flowing towards. All the dividends are just going to whole life.
That's correct.
That's pretty good for the whole life policy. I guess that's why that's their main product. And what was that?
Absolutely.
What's the interest rate before the dividends?
The interest rate prior to now, when you add in the dividends, it makes about the 5.5%. But prior to it, I think their interest rate is only there's no 1.5% maybe.
Oh, Oh, so it's like it's not a big dividend at all.
Oh, no, it's all geared towards the dividend. The dividend maxes out that to your average 5.5% per annum on that. So, you're selling it based on the accrual of the cash value and the dividend accrual. So
and the illustration is showing the dividend over the last 20 years, average.
Right. Exactly. And again, it's like you have to tell, it's not guaranteed. So there's no guarantee, but they've paid it for, I think, 164 years. So there's not, that's the bread and butter there. I'm not going to say, hey, yeah, this year we're not going to pay a dividend. So it actually increased the amount that they were going to pay into it, that 3.9 billion.
Well, you know what's happening. These banks, or if you walk down the street, the bank branches are all closing because the technology is getting much better. You don't need as many employees. I suppose the major insurance companies are going through a similar situation where their profits are going up because they're becoming more efficient.
I think so, and I think that the business model of, when everybody can when they just want the basic insurance, and you can go online and do your basic insurance quotes and those type of things, I think that's where I feel like the industry's headed, because people want it. I mean,
I have to believe that the life insurance stuff will all, to get, I'm dealing with life insurance agents that aren't even smart enough or knowledgeable enough or sophisticated enough to sell themselves a policy when they're at 100% commission. You can imagine the clients, to flip over from term life to a whole life policy that's paying 5.5% interest on a tax deferred compound basis as a retirement plan. People aren't going to go online and sell themselves that policy. They need a salesperson.
No. That's for sure. I think that part of the industry is it has to say the static, like the status quo, because you have to be able to have the relationship, the trust, and the knowledge, and the product that you can, and to be able to illustrate it to them and show them, hey, I know it sounds like, let me show you what it does. And when people see that, the guy was dealing with the last big one I sold him. I mean, I showed him that, and he's like, all right, I'm sold. I don't need to. Where do I
sign? Because when you've got all that extra money, when you're making in the income of your client base, how much were they making? What was their income?
His annual was around 130, and then his wife's was right at the same amount, or just a tad less. But
and how old were they?
He's 56. And he's in with the federal government right now, so he knows there's a mandatory retirement coming, and he knows after that gig he's going to be able to flip and work another 10 years. But he's looking towards a retirement basis, and also when you talk about, when people get more elevated income, they're looking towards, it's not how much money you make, it's how much you can keep.
Okay, let me ask. So this husband and wife were making 250, close to 250 a year in their 50s,
right?
And which is not that uncommon. A man and woman work and they have college degrees and they, move up the ladder. And what was the size of their policy they bought?
Well, he got his whole life policy was $150,000. She's got one through her work because she works at a well-known national company out in Newton. But his was $150K on the whole life policy. It's a 15-year payoff, so it'll be paid off in 15 years. And then he's also looking. That's one I had some issues with. We talked about on the phone earlier, where he's looking to do a $750,000 term life policy, and they want to play some games as far as his health rating.
Okay, really, just to cut to this, what was his premium again for him?
For the 150K whole life.
I mean, well, combined, what was the premium on a yearly basis?
It was going to be close to $9,000.
So that's a nice chunk of change. So you would earn $9,000 commission on that type of sale,
right?
Just
well,
on.
Whole life is, but the term life is that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on my contract because that's the one I want to sell on.
Okay, so we're good. We're good. Okay, so.
Yeah. It's not all gone. That was, that was kind of the impetus. It was kind of like the straw that broke the back there. We want to play games with that because, we talk about relationships and we have to follow through on those relationships, and the company, I think, is obliged to do that as well.
I get you. Okay, I have to get off this phone. I do appreciate you coming here today. Technical issues happen. I'm still on YouTube, but I will be deleting this YouTube live feed. Actually, this second live feed I may not delete, so I might as well, look all professional. If you see those last couple of videos, I was wearing different glasses. I definitely like these Clark Kent glasses better, so I'm very excited about being Clark Kent again. I was looking around. I was looking around for these glasses for 3 days. I'm like, this is crazy. I can't. Then I saw it on that treadmill. That bicycle thing, eucalyptus, whatever it's called. It was a pair of pants sitting there. I grabbed that pocket. I said, it's probably in that pocket, and it was. But I will. Since we are on YouTube, I'm here 6 days per week, Monday to Thursday, 12 noon Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I do appreciate you all being here. If you could do me a favor, sign up for NAAIP.org. We offer incredibly good technology, no strings, no catches. This is stuff that will make you money. If you could like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, make as much money as humanly possible for yourself, because that's what the intention is. I do thank you for being here. I will sign off on YouTube. Let me find the click, and have a terrific rest of the day to YouTube. Bye-bye.
Thanks. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Okay, that was to get rid of YouTube.